to get myself together here. Oh my God. Y'all, I done been upstairs, downstairs, what the frick? Okay, I couldn't get my, oh my God. Hey y'all, I love y'all. What the hell is up? What's up, gang, gang? Oh my God, Alicia, what's up? Hey, Jay Elizabeth. Oh my God, y'all. I went up doing that. My charger broke. I had to come upstairs. I was like, oh my God, I got to go through with this. Okay, so y'all, we got some amazing shit about to happen. Ooh, yes. Okay, my God. Let me calm down because I've been up and down the steps. I had 2 readings back to back, and so I didn't get a chance to do what I wanted to do afterwards, like I normally do. So because I had to come on here and prepare. I had to come on here and prepare. Y'all, what y'all up to? Girls. Okay. What is y'all up to? Who can guess who my guest is going to be today? What's up, Astro?
What's going on?
Gang, y'all. Hey, Astro. Looking like the king. What's up?
What's poppin'?
Oh, my God, Astro. I'm super excited. Oh, my God. I think it's your Wi-Fi. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Yes, come through. I knew it. You didn't say it. Okay, Astro, we just waiting for your you spinning with the what you got? They excited. Oh my God, I got 26 people. And the number is going up. Gang. Your Astro, your internet is kind of just like doing what it do, but we'll wait. Okay, so come back on. So y'all, he got to come back on. You know how that go. Okay. All right, y'all, throw up some hearts for Astro. Y'all know what to do. Y'all throw up some friggin' hearts. I am serious. Okay, he'll come back in here. He had to get his Wi-Fi together. Oh my God, this is a beautiful thing. Oh, y'all, I couldn't tell y'all. I want to tell y'all so bad, but some of y'all, I know y'all can't hold a secret. Astro and Boujee. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey, Empress. What's up, boo? Hey. Oh, y'all been up and down the steps trying to get it together just so I could, like, I was upstairs and I went downstairs. My freaking thing broke.
Hey,
Hey, Astro.
yeah, sorry about that. You know what? It's so crazy, right? In New Orleans, in this hotel I'm in, they charge for internet every single day. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's okay. You know,
It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. I don't really worry. We don't worry about those sort of things.
No, we
It just,
don't. So what's going on, Astro? I wanted to tell them that you was gonna be on, but I didn't want to tell them. I wanted to be a surprise because they might not have believed me. But I don't know why.
why would they? Why? Why they wouldn't believe you?
I don't know why they wouldn't believe me or all people. Anybody that's gonna be talking to baby souls. I'm just saying, okay?
Let me tell you something. From when you were introducing me, you showed me nothing but love. You was like, got you a present. I said, what this woman brought me?
It's true. I can't, y'all. When I went down to see him in Atlanta, I took him some gifts, and I had some for Eternal Sunshine too. But I ended up having to mail hers. But anyway, it's all good. So, oh, okay. Look at the view. Okay, we're getting bougie now.
I was trying to get the lighting. I wanted
Okay.
to get the lighting. I don't know. Showing the window would turn me darker. So
Okay.
But yes, it was a pleasure being on your show.
Well, I appreciate it. I go live all the time. I see you dipping in and out every now and then. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah. See, you know what? You may not even know it, but that's when I have no. I got but 15, maybe 10 minutes in between sessions. So I'd be like, let me see what Boujee talking about.
Okay. All right, y'all. So I know y'all. So Astro, some of the people that are following me in this room right now, they don't even know who you are, which I can't understand that. Like, how do you not know who Astro Einstein is? I'm just saying. So you want to give them a little introduction of who you are and what you do, because a lot of them will be coming to see you after this.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, so my name is Tanitra Brown, but everybody calls me Astro Einstein because I'm an astrologer for 26 years, clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a musician. I am an artist, designer. I I'm a sports enthusiast. But what I do for a living, for a passion actually, is I am a quantum healer. I help people to experience past lives so that they can experience healing in this one. Meaning that anything that may be affecting them financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physiologically, psychologically, I help them to heal those wounds so that they can function like like the god and the goddess that they are.
Right. So just curious, I know that you've been doing this for a really long time. Actually, how did this all come about? I've heard that for me, when you come through different type of awakenings, but yours, you just like the king of awakenings, like what the shit you do. Like I don't even freaking understand, like how to even be going on. But it's usually from something traumatic that happened or whatever. But yours was different. Can you tell us a little bit of how you came to be astro, your gifts?
Okay, so as a child, the age of, I can remember as small as, uh, even as a child, I would talk about past life and call people names that they were not in this lifetime. As a child, and my mom, my family, they'd be like, "Why don't you stop that?" They thought it was cute first, and they'd be like, "Why don't you stop that?" Because I'll meet strangers and walk up to them and be like, and call them what they are to me.
Right.
And back in the day, that wasn't really, that sounds weird.
Right.
So, they had me for special. As a matter of fact, I had a mole on my nose, a big old mole on my nose growing up, even as a child. That was the significance, I guess, for my mom, that I didn't know that this child would be a little different. But either which way, my mom appreciates me more than ever. However, when I was 5 years old, we were going into a store. I remember this very vividly. There was a gentleman coming out with his children, and I was going with my mom, my dad, and my little sister at the time. She was a baby. We were going into this store called the Phoenix store, believe it or not. Right? It was a Chinese store called the Phoenix.
Okay. Okay.
So we were walking in, and I saw this man, and I felt this tremendous love for him. And I just ran. I left my dad, I left my mom. I just ran up and jumped on his leg. I said, "Mommy, mommy." And he thought I was talking to my mom, but I was calling him my mom because in a previous lifetime, he was my mother. And I could have seen it. I felt it, and it felt really strong for me. And it was so strong to the point where when my real mom tried to take me off his leg, he was like, no, she was like, "Why don't you get off this man?" He's like, "Yeah, just leave him alone. Just relax." So he looked at me. He lifted me up off his leg. I was crying tears. He's like, "Son, I may be good looking, but I ain't your mom." So I was like, and I was crying profusely. And he told him, "Just relax. I got him. So he walked back in the store with me, my mom, my dad. They did their shopping. And, he stayed close to make sure that they know that there ain't nobody trying to kidnap me and stuff like that. But at the end of the conversation, he had exchanged numbers with my mom and my dad. And he stayed in my life until I was like 14 years old, and then he died.
Wow.
But his family became like my family. His sons became my brothers and friends and what have you. Yeah. So it started off like that. I always had a gift called retrocognition. And it disappeared growing up because, even after that, people still don't understand you. So you try to be, you fit in because you start to get left brain.
Yes.
And I was in grade 3. Apparently, I was a protege because I was in grade 3 and doing grade 12 and almost going into college mathematics.
Wow.
And yeah, so basically, pretty smart.
No shit.
But so what happened is, I became a little bit more intellectual as opposed to tapping into my creative side. But I still did it because I still was an artist. I still did music. And my father did a good job because he made sure that I still hemi-sync. He would tie, because he was a basketball coach, so he would tie up my right hand and let me dribble the ball with my left hand, do everything with my left hand. So now I'm ambidextrous. That's why I snap my fingers with my left hand and not my right. I really can't use my right to snap my fingers at all, just my left hand, but I'm right-handed. So it's just the fact that he made sure that I stayed, in that left brain, right brain naturally.
Right.
And also, so it disappeared as I got, older. It disappeared like the age of 7, 8,
Okay.
and it came back around the age of 22, 24.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but it started off with, because I was always in the church, so I was a young minister in church actually.
Mm-hmm.
So believe it or not, I've been to Bible school,
Yeah.
theology, seminary school, theology school. So
Right.
I am studying and learn in the Bible. So, however, what really got me into that was a heartbreak. I was like, because I was in the church, my aunts, we would pray every morning. She would wake us up 5 o'clock in the morning. We gonna have prayers. So, because I spent a lot of my time with my grand aunt and my aunts, they really, my mom grew me up, but my aunts, my grand aunt was really she was my mother in many lifetimes, and she loved me.
Mm-hmm.
She loved me like I would live. She would really be upset if I would not sleep in her bed. So I grew up in her bed until I slept in her bed, even before she left to like leave this earth.
Right.
Before I came to live in the United States for a bit after I got married, I would stay in her bed, like in her bed, a grown ass man living in her
Right.
bed.
Right. Right.
Because,
But it was just that kind
you
of
know,
deep love.
yes, like I love that woman to death, but I understood why, because I had the gift of retrocognition as well. So I understood what our connection was. And
Yeah.
my mom sort of like understood because she heard me call her, this and that. And so what happened is, while studying theology, because I always did tarot and always did astrology, even in the background, because I studied myself a bit from the age of 16. I was like, listen, I know the Bible says, when Job went through his whole, destruction of his life, when God came down and spoke to him, he spoke about the Orion and Pleiades and the Syrian belt and the Pleiadian belt. Like
Right.
he talked about it in the Bible. So I was like, there's got to be something validation. And the wise men were astrologers. I want to be this, so I studied astrology for a bit. I was doing tarot as well, and because trust me, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much
No, no,
about
no,
like
no.
this.
This is what we want. This is what we're here for.
All right. So at the age of 16, I was working I was making my own money because I was working as a packing boy, at a convenience store. And I went into this store, walking downtown. I was like, something told me, you need something from downtown. I was thinking I was going to get me like a bracelet because I had my pocket full of money. I was like, you know what? The dudes down the street ain't robbed me this week. I'm going to spend this money. I'm like, I'm gonna spend this money on me because I'm tired of these dudes talking about, hey, can pay your rent, can pay your rent. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I
Right.
was like,
Right.
right. So I'm gonna go and spend my money on something. I was like, something here I have to get. And I was
Mm-hmm.
walking past this T-shirt store, and sometimes you say, walk in this T-shirt store, and I went in there, and there was literally an upstairs not library, like a bookstore.
Uh-huh.
So I went in there. It's like, so something said, go in there. My higher self said, go up there. And I went up there and I saw books everywhere. I lit up. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I don't remember seeing any sign downstairs, but there was a sign right by the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up there and I saw these books. I was looking through the books and I was like, there's something in here I need. And I saw this book that says Tarot for Dummies. And it had like the tarot deck. And I saw Astrology for Dummies. And I was like, right. So I was like,
Right.
I'm a dummy.
Right.
So I went and I spent my money on those 2 books. And I went real hard. And while I was in high school, I just studied that because I was in a class of 31 girls. I was the only female. I was the only guy. And I basically grew up around a family of females and a lot of females in my class.
Okay.
And so I studied more and more and more and more and more to the point where I was like lagging away at my schoolwork. And my mom was like, "Would you like, boy, you better get this, you got to do this and la 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 la." And I'm like, "Listen, I'm studying this. This is my future." And I'd
Right.
have her to buy me like stars on my roof, and she'd buy me stars and planets on my sheets. And she'd tell you the story like how I'm telling you. And everything I want planets. I want planets everywhere in my room. I was like, listen, I want planets everywhere. I want on my roof. So she bought me these glow in the dark stars and planets. So when I go to bed at night, I felt as if I was in the universe. So I was like, because I wouldn't sleep good unless I was in the universe. And so as we got older, I went into I got a heartbroken. This female, we was in a relationship for like 4 years. I was engaged to her, what have you. And she said to me, she said, after 4 years, I was engaged. We were scheduled to be married, right? And our father didn't like me, so I
Oh.
would just go out because she was a Christian. She's like, you gotta go. So I was going to church because I was going to church anyway.
Right.
You
Right.
know, this female, man, she broke my heart, man. One day, because I would come back, I would go off to school and come back. She's like, yeah, so I was playing in her hair, because my dad, when my mom would go to work, because he was a construction worker, he worked he was a handyman. And he taught me how to take care of my little sisters,
So you
right?
knew about
So he
hair.
would take, so he would plait and play with my sister's hair and take care of them. And I was like, Daddy, he's like, boy, when you get older, you're going to have to take care of your siblings. I want to teach you. And he's like, come in. My father taught me how to plait hair, believe it or not. And so I
Wow.
was taking care of, so I would take care of my sisters. He taught me how to do that. And what happened is, so I was playing in her hair. I was twisting her hair actually. And she was like, Astro. No, she said Astro. She said Michi, because they call me Michi, right?
Right. Right.
She said, so I was like, I got this guy's number. And I was like, okay, cool, because she was like my best friend. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. She's like, now I don't need a fiance right now. I need a friend. I want you to tell me, should I give him a chance? So I was like,
What? Like what? What?
wait, would you say? Repeat that for me again. She said, see, I told you I don't need a fiance. We were scheduled to be married. This was in November. We were scheduled to be married in January. So, so I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I want to give him a chance. He's in the field that I'm gonna be in, and my dad likes him. I was like, if this all the Christian name, I said, this bitch don't get the out of my. But the thing is, though, I was in her house, so I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, you know what? That was my exit. And what happened is I went home, I cried like a baby. I was like real hurt. To the point where I was like, because I became codependent. I became like my life became hers. So when I speak to people about codependency,
Okay.
I don't necessarily just say it as if I've never experienced it. I could tell you, I felt lost. I literally felt lost as I got lost in her life.
Right. Right.
And I was like, God, I was like, if you really real, you gonna help me out this, because I and nobody, nothing could have helped me out of that hurt.
Right.
So I was like, listen, I locked myself in. My aunt, who was my grandma, who I tell you, my grandmother, my grandaunt, she heard me crying. She like, boy, just cry it out. Just get it out. Get it out.
Yes.
She was like, I never did trust that bitch anyway. But she was that Christian who used to cuss and who used to drink beer. Like, she was one of those Christians. I love the hell out of her, right? Because she was real. Like, she would cuss you out. You know what I mean? So
Right.
what happened is, so I stayed in the room for 14 days. I fasted. I didn't eat. The only thing that was brought to me was tea. My aunt, she would bring it to me. So I fasted for 14 days without eating anything.
Oh wow.
And I was like, you know what? And I meditated. And as I meditated, it said, you're going to be great. Don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, that was the voice. Because I was new to meditation. I was like, why am I meditating? We don't really meditate in church, but something was drawn to me to meditate.
Right.
And I did. And I was 18 years old, just like meditating, fasting. And so something told me to get up, get out. And so, and I just stopped. I stopped. I was finished Bible school, and something told me just get up and go
Yes.
and go serve humanity. So I
Wow.
went, and so I went. At that point, I was not. I was, so now I wasn't 18. I was 20 then.
Okay.
18, 20, because I already slip up, had a little. Can I have my daughter, my oldest daughter, young when I was young. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
So yeah, I was a study partner,
Right.
and we was doing Christian sex. You know what I mean?
Right.
We was having Christian sex.
How does that work?
You know what's a Christian without Christian sex? You feel me? So you're right. So anyway, what happened is I went on to it's called Bahamas Habitat, and what I did was I said to myself, I'm going to be of service for people who need me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and sacrificed a whole year of just not worrying about getting paid. So they had this sign up at this church, the Methodist Church, and it was like, you know what, you come on, we're so and so, and I literally dedicated my life to helping people in the Bahamas
Got you.
whose house
Yes.
have been destroyed by hurricane. And the only thing I asked for the group of people who were doing this, who flew in people, was to be fed. Once
Yes.
I'm fed, I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to be of service. And I did that for a year straight. And, it was just one of the most
Did you
amazing
enjoy
things.
it?
Oh my gosh, it was one of the most fulfilling things in my life. Then I realized that I am here for service. I'm here to help people. This is
Yes.
what I'm here to do. This is not. So I realized it wasn't for, I'm very good with my hands, but after mashing my hand with the hammer like 3 or 4 times, I'm like, God damn it, I gotta be doing something else,
Right.
man. Like, right. So I was off the grid. I didn't have any phone. I didn't have no laptop. I was just off the grid for a year.
Wow.
And
And so
after
do
a
you, do you
year,
do you feel like when you were doing that you paid so much forward that the universe and your team was like, that's what I'm talking about right there. Do you think
the crazy
that?
part about it? You know the crazy part about it? I didn't even care if the universe paid me back. I was like, this is me. I feel it. I love it. I
Right,
just
right, right. That's what I'm
just
saying.
even thinking about it now
Yeah.
got me even want to cry right now because it was
Right.
so like fulfilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do
And
know.
I touched a lot of people. A lot of people touched my lives
Yes.
in amazing ways, and it was just so amazing. Y'all, excuse me a second.
Now we're good. You got something in your eye. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. I got something in my eye, right?
So,
Sorry, I'm a big crybaby. Sorry
me
if you
too.
didn't know that, that's too bad.
That's
If you
too
know me,
bad.
then you know.
That's right.
And I'm a
For all the
crybaby. I don't give a
men
shit.
for all the men here, men do
So
cry.
anyway,
Real men.
so anyway, like I was saying, right? So after I got up with that, after I got done with that, I for some apparent reason went back into church, and they saw how dedicated I was. So they basically, this guy, his name was Reg Eldon. He was the starter of this theology school, and it was a seminary school. And he was like, "Come on, Demetrio, come on. I see something great inside of you." So I became a young minister. Actually, because I was a dancer anyway. So I had like a group of 14 guys, young guys. I trained, and we do pantomime. We'll break dance. We travel all over the Bahamas just dancing for Jesus.
Kind of like praise
Dance for
dancing.
Jesus. We were dancing for Jesus. I'm telling you, right?
Okay.
Right. So anyway, right, break dancing for Jesus. And he saw it, and he's like, you know what? Come with me. I think that I see something great inside of you. And so he let me sit in his school for free, and I studied the hell out of that study. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna pass this because I've been blessed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Blessed. So I did that for a bit, and it was time for me. I met this young lady online, not online. I met her online. Actually, I actually sent an email to her accidentally. What I thought, right, and we just communicated. We became pen pals, and I was like, she came to the Bahamas one time. I was like, hey. She's like, hey, and I was like, what's good? She's like, I'm here just through email, and she ended up being my first wife. But we did that out of just out of because I needed to be there and go to school and have you. She's like, come on, you could be my husband. You cute. You know what I mean?
But she paved the way. She made it happen.
Right. So I went over there and I studied theology. And whilst I was in theology school, this guy called Zimmerman, Pa Zim, he's a priest, teach, and he asked a question. We were late because there was a few Bahamians there, and he asked a question. He said, "I want to ask this question," and because we were late, and he was like, "If a Chinese man was born in China, 32 A.D., and he lived, and he died at the age of 25, never hearing the name Jesus Christ." Never saw an evangelist, never even knowing what Christianity is. He died. After he died, if he never heard it, where does he go? So one of the females who was actually Bahamian, she said, I believe, she stood up, and I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be good. She stood up and said, I feel as if he goes to hell. So I was like, what? So she said, yeah, because God makes provisions for his people. And he was just not one of those chosen ones. So I was like, I had to sit back. I was like, just even listening to it, I was like I know they teach us that in Christianity, but that don't sound too. So Pa Zim, being the man that he is, says, so what you're saying is that you, and he called her name. I'm gonna call her name because I don't want to do that to her. And he said, you were born at so and so. And what you're saying is you were so lucky to be born in a place that could hear the name Jesus Christ and be around Christians. But that person he created just to go straight to hell. That's what you telling me. So I was like, you know what? I was like, It bent off in my head. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. There's some deep stuff. So a guy named Trevor, I call his name because I know I ain't seen him in a long time. Trevor, shout out to Trevor. He's a white guy. He lives in Canada. Trevor, if you ever happen to see this, I know you ain't going to see this in your circle, but if you ever see this, I'll send a shout out to you, Trevor, Bogarin, whatever your last name is. Boom. So he stood up, he said, so positive, say, yes, Trevor. So Trevor said, so I believe that, in his soft, very Canadian voice, he said, I believe that that person goes to heaven because they're like a baby in the eyesight of God. They're like a child in the eyesight of God. And I was like, that's a damn good answer, right? Pa Zim stood up and said, so what you're saying is, it's better to never hear the name Jesus Christ and let these people go to heaven than to push it down their throat and make them have a choice and go to hell. So I was like, this is right. Wheels turning, right? So I was like, there's just something about this. I got to ask more questions. He never answered the question. He never gave a definitive answer.
Oh, he didn't.
So what I did was me and my friends, we went, I was like, pause him, yo, because, being the Leo rising that I am, I was like, yo, let's go. Come on. Let's go. He's like, so I said, pause him. What's the answer? He's like, he played so busy. He was like, yeah, check me out tomorrow. I'm a little busy right now. So I was like, okay, cool. Oh, he didn't know that I was a Scorpio, right? And I got Mercury Scorpio. I was like, I'm stubborn. I'm coming at you again. So I came at him again the next day. It was 3 of us. There was 4 of us first. There was 3 of us. I was like, he was behind his desk. I think he was
Lean
I believe he's drinking. I believe he's drinking his wine. You know they be drinking that wine, and they be acting like they ain't drinking that
in
wine.
the
So he had his
back.
cup of tea, like, and he's like, so I said, so Paz, you ready for me? I say, we want to know the answer to the question of the lecture you had the other day. He's like, check me out tomorrow. I'm relaxing. Check me out another day. And he did that for at least 9 days straight. I'm talking about the weekend gone. He did that 3 days after, until it was just me. And then he said, now that the followers have left, now we have the true seeker. And he said, I should give you the answer. And I thought he's going to give me an answer to that question. He told me, he said, give me your name, your full name, and give me your date of birth. And he did. I did give it to him. And he did, you know what he did for me? He did a numerology chart for me. And he told me that you are an illuminator. He said, you are a master number 11. And he told me about my mom, my dad, my sisters. He told me about my family. He told me my grandaunt. This man told me about my life just from my name and my
Wow.
date of birth. And I was blown away. I was like, astrology, because at that point in time, I wasn't very in depth with astrology. I was studying it, but I knew characteristics of it. I was like, yeah, so and so and so. But I wasn't in the predictive method of it. I was in the psychological understanding of it.
Right.
But when I went into the predictive area of it, when he did that for me, he's like, so now I'm going to bring you into the fold. So he basically was a mystic in a priest uniform.
Shut the fuck up.
And he introduced me to the teaching of the Rosicrucians, and I studied astrology a lot more. They brought me into the fold, and they taught me palmistry, numerology, and astrology even more. And I was in theology school, and I swear to you, I stopped before four credits before my degree. Before I say, you know what? Let me do this. So I stopped for a bit before I even finished, right? And I really got in depth in the palmistry. So I got very interested in, wow, the palm. So I got the ability to read palms and understand the different dynamics of the fingers, which planet rules which, because astrology is also connected to all of this.
Right.
So I was like enthralled by that, and I just so. While still married to my ex-wife, right? At one time, I sat in my chair in front of the desktop, and I went stark crazy.
Trying to get
for
the
30
information.
days. For 30, let me show you what happened. I had a Kundalini awakening. The information came from here, yeah, boom, and I was like, I knew everything at the same time, and yet I knew nothing. And I understand when I read about it, when other people say it, other very, very famous people and historians, I understand what they mean. And I literally start crazy. My wife was like, "Why don't you go and get out and do some stuff?" And I'm like, in front of the computer, like, they lied to us. They've been lying to us all this time. They've been lying to us all this time. And that when my journey began. Well, first, I had told my wife at that time, I said, oh, also, what really got me is when I took a trip to the Vatican City.
Wow.
And I went into one of the rooms, and one of the big rooms literally had a natal chart in the ground.
What?
And I was like, oh yeah. Yes, I was like, oh, I'm on the right path. Hell with that. I'm on the right path. I'm continue. So I took it as a sign. So after I started to go on the inside a little more, much more deeper, and I got really, really entrenched in astrology to the point where I started even doing it for free. Right.
Right.
So astrology, I was like, I'll hit up people because I was hitting people. Hey, how you doing? I was like the Les Brown of astrology. I was
Got
like,
you.
hey, how you
Got you.
doing? A beautiful day today. How you doing today?
Right, right.
Listen, well, are you interested in knowing a little bit about yourself? Listen, you're not here until you know who you are. And I have a piece of that pie for you. Would you like for me to explain to you who you are? And I did that over and over. Some people are like, if you don't get your weird alien looking, you know what? And you know what? I didn't let that deter me.
Right.
And I just went on and on and on and on and on. However, that same point in time when I had that Kundalini awakening, I got back the gift of retrocognition. So I look at their pictures and I look at their videos, and I literally play in the back of my mind imagery of who they are and who they were in my previous lifetimes. To the point where I would, if one of the most amazing lifetimes was one, or the most intense one was one where I was in a relationship with them, I felt it. And I felt it like it was yesterday. And I was like it was now. And you know what? I couldn't explain it. So I was like, for a long time, I remember how I was ridiculed for a little bit, mole on my nose, you're a little weird, you're so and so. And I was like, how am I to help people to see what I see?
Yes.
And believe it or not, less than maybe a week, while I was on the computer, start crazy, just scrolling, right? And still doing there was an advertisement saying, how would you like to transform lives? Would you like to be a hypnotherapist? And then underneath that, so I was like, that sounds interesting. Scroll. And it came back again. And underneath it says, past lives. And I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Right.
This is it here. This is it. And it was HMI, Hypnosis Motivational Institution in California. And I was like, I'm signing up tomorrow. I'm signing up yesterday. So, at that time, I had just started a job because I was just like, my wife was like, get out, so and so. And our cousin gave me a job at Nathan's selling Nathan's hot dog. So I was like, let me save my little bit of coins and I'm going. That's right. I sold hot dogs. So
you had to do what you had to do.
So I had to do what I had to do. And then I paid for that
class
certification. But I left because I left the United States because I was like, the past said, you need to get up and go back to your home, to the Bahamas. They need you. And I told my wife, because I was getting visions, because I have to get on a Kundalini awakening, and because you come in tune, you get information. It just comes to you. So I said, listen, I'm going back to the Bahamas. Let's go. You coming with me because you're my wife, and we just had a newborn, like maybe a year, not even a year, like maybe a couple. I was like, listen, she's like, I ain't going back to the island, because she was an Antiguan. She's like, I ain't going back to the island. I done lived in the island. I'm a New Yorker now. I done got my cert. I'm a citizen. You go there by yourself. I ain't doing that. So I was like, listen, I have a choice. It's either I stay in this marriage and feel lost, or go after my purpose and feel fulfilled.
Right. Wow.
I was like, I know it's sad. I know I have a real hard decision to make.
Right.
But I know at the end of it all, I will have to make a decision that will affect my life for the rest of my life.
Right.
And I decided on leaving. I said, I love you. I love my son. But what good is my son if I'm here in depression?
Right.
If I'm here and I feel unfulfilled? What good am I to any of you if I don't feel the sense of happiness and you don't get that from me?
Right.
I'm gonna end up divorcing you and leaving you anyway. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and focus on what I came here to do. And if you really love me, you'll be here when I get back, or you would literally say, come with me.
Right.
But she didn't.
She didn't.
So I went back to the Bahamas. After I was like, you want to know who you are? You get hypnotized. You get hypnotized. You get hypnotized. You get hypnotized. Everybody hypnotized. And I did that for free. Listen, I did that for free for years, like maybe about 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and even just doing it for free, for free, for free, for free.
Right.
So I could get the data, so I get the information, so I could know, and also it's for validation for me, for my left brain in some way, form, or fashion, so I could know that what I was seeing and what I felt was actually what was experienced.
Gotcha.
So I was, not only was I doing that for my own self, but I also wanted to be a service of them, to help them to get to know who they were. And I did it for free for a lot of people, like on different islands in the Bahamas. And I suffered a lot because I really wasn't getting paid for it. I was just doing odd jobs. My mom and my dad were fishermen, so basically I could have just go on the sea, make money, and then do it for free.
Right.
And so I was
just curious, how did the people that you approached, how did they feel? How did they receive you? I know you helped a lot of people. How did they receive you at first?
A prophet is not welcome in his own home. Now, because of curiosity, they do it. But after that, because they've been so ingrained in indoctrination and spirit and religion and religiosity, they went back to, I don't understand how, and they judged me based upon the fact that I could have feel that I love. So I'll meet a person, I love you. I love you. Like, I feel his love for you because you don't understand how I feel. I want you to see how I feel so you can see it and you can feel it. It's like an unconditional love for you.
Right.
And people that I was under the impression that everybody felt this kind of unconditional love that I feel.
Gotcha.
But I was wrong. And I was wrong for the fact that there are a lot of human beings who don't even know what unconditional love is. We think we know,
yes,
but we don't. And I wanted to get a sense of what that felt like, to go into spirit world, to connect with people, and
right,
to know what they came here to do. And a lot of it went on deaf ears. A lot of people was like, yeah, I see it, but that Bible told me that ain't real. I could have made up in my mind. And
right,
I made a lot of mistakes in doing on the way, because I would tell them what I'm seeing first and what I felt, and then I put them through it, and they'd be like, yeah, afterwards, they're like, oh, feeling the same way you guys felt. But afterwards, they would say, the left brain kick and be like, I think I only saw that because you told me that. And right, so I had to find my way not doing that anymore. I couldn't say anything at all.
Right.
I had to just be like,
right.
Let me just tell you. So when people ask me, when I do sessions now, and they be like, Astro, tell me what you see. No. I tell you nothing. You're going to see that, and then you're going to tell me what you see. You see, I already know what I see. I already know what I feel. I already know what I know.
Right.
But if I tell you, I will be corrupting your whole experience. And I don't want to do that. So I stopped doing that for a bit. And yeah, I wasn't received by a lot of it, because I got received by a predator. You are a spiritual predator. You are a weirdo. You are a freak. And I'm like,
even though you're telling them things that they know.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I had to understand that human beings sometimes can be some of the worst creatures in the universe sometimes. And, I went through it a lot. I went through a lot of people like ostracizing me and saying a lot of stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not me though. Like, why? First off, why would I take my job, I take my purpose very seriously. And Astro is, if I, like, people be like, he's so-and-so. So let me tell you what happened one time. Let me tell you what happened, why it happened. So this young lady, we had we did a session, and she woke up very intense out of it, because I was like, I'm writing a book, I was writing a book called 1,000 Lives. It's a book based upon 1,000 lifetimes I've lived with 1,000 different people.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Like relationship-wise. So it's a romantic novel based upon love that I'm writing, actually.
Right.
I'll send you an insert of it so you can read a little bit of it. And she woke up out of this session, like, and when it was time for me to part ways, she held me close and she kissed me. So I was like, okay, what am I doing? So I kissed her back.
Right.
And because people human beings like to possess when they love, and I wasn't available to be possessed. She went about and said, Astro forces, he kissed me, forced himself on me. And I'm like, out of embarrassment, because she felt as if, because her family, her aunt is who really introduced me to her. So
I
she did the
see.
session. And she felt as if I was going to go to her aunt and her family members and
Right,
speak
right,
on her. And, you know, in a world where Me Too movement, where men actually take advantage of women like that,
right.
literally, people will believe the
Literally.
female over the male.
Right.
Of course, you a young dude, you looking like you look like you would be a predator, because I got sort of like if you look at my face, I have this depth, intense look, the Scorpio energy. As you can see, I'm wearing all black now, so you're gonna read sexual energy from me, right?
Right.
But she wanted something a little different, than like a relationship. She wanted more than that, just one kiss.
Yes.
And they ostracized. So she told her aunt, and her aunt turned on me, and they turned the whole spiritual community, because I had a whole spiritual community. I had a whole community. I started communities upon communities in the Bahamas. Like, if you speak about astrology in the Bahamas, one name they'll come up with, and they'll say Astro or Michi. If you talk about past lives, it'll be me. Of course, I did thousands and thousands of people's charts, hundreds of thousands of people's charts, and tens of thousands of, I should say, thousands of people's past life regressions. So they turned on me for a bit, because it was like, oh, I'm hearing this story and so and so. So, yeah, that's why.
That's so sad.
So I had a scare the other day. Like, that's why I said this very delusional person. I had, sometimes you reawaken something so that you could alleviate yourself from it.
Right.
For somebody just wash it away. Another, that when I made a post about, the session was great except for this one delusional person. She came out. I think you are, because a lot of people you see going live, they would come on the live and say they were lovers of mine in past lives. You've seen it on live.
Yeah, I see them all the time.
So
yeah.
Right, you see it all the time. This person experienced it, and she was like, I feel intense love for you. And so I was like, that's fine. I love you too. I love you in a very agape, unconditional love way. And she's not an ugly girl, she's a pretty girl. But that's not my purpose in your life at this very moment in time. If it's not a purpose in that, I'm not even going to get into it. So, she felt a little bit of rejection, and she's like, oh, I feel as if you put it in my mind, you're a sexual predator. And I was like,
oh wow,
this mother. I was so cursed to cuss. See, I'd be close to cuss, because I can cuss. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I know, I've heard you. You can let it go if you need to. That's fucked up, because that could get you in trouble.
Right.
You know what the hell?
Right. So she's like, predator, I think, and I was like, wait a minute, there's some crazy stuff. I see you, Source. I see you, Source. I got you. So, like I said, that was a reawakening of that, and I was like, you know what? If you're telling me that this is going to happen again to me in this moment in time, I'm gonna put my energy in that. I'm just gonna release that. So that was a shadow, because I felt a lot of hurt from that experience, and I realized that the universe was telling me to release that. So I did a little ritual on that. But either which way, the releasing that. But that's how Astro Einstein got Astro Einstein.
Man, that's like some stuff. You told us some stuff you never told us on any of your lives. Like, I feel like, hey, it's a beautiful path that you've walked, right? That a lot of people may even get close to because they have spiritual awakenings. But can you tell us a little bit about how that Kundalini awakening felt? How did it feel? What can you describe it? Because I know people want to know what they feel like. They think they've had one or whatever. What does that feel like? What was it?
Well, it feels like a white light. It just feel like, so it was a burst of just colors, like a rainbow in my mind, like a kaleidoscope. And at the same time, it felt like days and weeks and it was literally only 15 minutes. It felt as if I was sitting in this chair, like similar, just like this, and it felt as if every single thing got downloaded into my head. It felt like a big old, and for some apparent reason, I knew everything and I knew nothing at the same time. Like I gained information about why we are human beings and why we're here. I got information about past lives that I did not channel, even as a child, about who I was as a soul, what I came here to do, and how I was a part of this whole design of human species, and how I helped to design the human brain in some way, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
Well, not me particularly, but how I signed off on it and how we came together and did this and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just.
Did you feel any pain in your body or anything moving, or was just the colors and a sense of knowing?
No pain.
No pain.
No pain.
Okay.
No pain.
Okay.
It could be translated as pain, but it wasn't pain. It wasn't no physical pain.
No
it was
physical
like
pain. Okay.
like an explosion.
Gotcha.
But no pain. Without a pain.
Yeah. So I have another question that I want to ask. You know how when you're doing the past life regressions and you all the time you snap it and you tapping, you snap it and you tapping, you snapping. What does that do? Because I watch so many of your videos. Is there a method to that? What does it do for the person who is going under?
Well, the mind is programmed for events. So, like how you are a child and you graduate, something emotional is tied to that. Like if you're in primary school, the scent of the lunchroom would bring back trigger of memories. Well, what I'm doing is called anchoring.
Okay.
So by anchoring, by tapping the right side of the brain, which is your creative, imaginative, inventive side of your brain, I'm sort of awakening your ability to get that information. I'm having you to focus on this right side of your brain so that you can bring that information. See, if I tap the left side of your brain, it's like logistics. It's like logic and questioning and, structure and order and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
By tapping this side, by snapping my fingers. So that's anchoring. Because when I do before my session, I'm doing stuff that would, that would have you to be suggested.
Right.
Or I should go. Right. So it's anchoring. It's an anchoring technique. And hypnosis is what we do.
Okay.
But the tapping of the brain, of the head, when I tap here or here, it's to awaken the right side of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can tap into your creative, imaginative, inventive, intuitive side of your brain and gain that information very easily.
Yeah. Okay, so that leads me to another question. Like, I know that you are part of this amazing galactic federation and this amazing shit. Oh my God, right? Okay, so listen, this is my question. While you're doing what you do, which is amazing with all of these souls, right? While you're doing this, when you have your sessions that you have with them, because you speak of having them often, do you get specific, say for instance, permissions to do move past specific boundaries? What I mean by that is I've watched like Brian Wise do some sessions and I never see him like doing the tapping. Is there something that you're a part of, you're through, that runs through you, that they say this would work to get them where they need to be? I want to know, I know that sounds like a weird question, but do they give you specific freedoms per se to assist us?
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Come on with it.
With the Galactic Federation, the soul that resides is me, and I don't say this in any what's the word I want to use? Egotistical sense.
Sure.
I came fit for the job. You know, if you are hired as a an accountant for a firm,
Yes.
they have given you authorization to connect with all the money and to get information that most people won't have the ability to.
Yes.
I don't have to get special privileges. I was hired for the job.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're the chosen one. I don't know what I was thinking. My bad. Okay. As we clearly saw that on one of the videos. Okay. Okay. So I got another question. This has got to do with myself. I'm gonna be a little selfish for just a few seconds here. Just bear with me. So I don't know
Go
if you
ahead.
saw any of the lives that I've done where I've done readings for about 4 or 5, now 6 people, and these baby souls are coming through. I've been trying to get you. Why do you think that is happening, and why is it coming through me?
Well, Boujee, as you see, I have we have a connection, right?
True.
Right. So when you think about souls, society, you know, there are different soul ages.
Yes.
There's the infant souls, there's the baby souls, there's the young soul, the mature soul, the old soul. There's the transcendental soul, and then there's the cosmic soul.
Okay.
And there are different stages of teachers. You have the like when you think about life, you have a preschool teacher, you got a primary school teacher, you got a high school teacher,
Okay.
you got a college teacher, you know, then you got even lectures beyond college, you know. You you're a baby soul teacher.
Whoa. Okay. I That's a lot. I don't know if you saw a specific one of the baby soul videos. I was watching one of your lives actually, and as I was watching the live, there was a I just kind of I didn't black out, but there was like in front of me just went black, and I was sitting looking forward, Indian style, and there were these baby souls around me sitting Indian style. Like, what the hell just happened? I was trying to watch your live. I was standing watching your live, and it happened. And I was just trying to figure out. I felt like the teacher in front of them with these. I could see myself sitting there. Now I'm standing back here, but I could see myself sitting here, as if I was looking at myself. Like, is that of significance? I mean, I just kind of need to know because I had another reading today, and another baby soul came through.
And see, I want you to understand not only just baby souls. I want you to understand that, like I said, there are different soul ages.
Okay,
Baby souls aren't necessarily into spirituality.
gotcha.
Baby souls are really into religion and what the structure and order and whatever, you know, that's just how it is. And there are some baby souls who are into spirituality, and those are the ones who are very fixated on you call them the hoteps, on the fact that, you know, only black is spiritual, and you know, if you ain't black, you're not chosen.
Right.
And I'm against that because I
Mm-hmm.
already know what a soul is. A soul doesn't have color.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of people who are listening who you probably fall underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to understand that everybody's significant. A baby soul, an infant soul,
Yes,
a
yes.
young soul. It's
Okay.
just a stage of your evolution of your soul. That experience that you had with your vision might have been an experience of a past life. It can also be an introduction, a reintroduction into what you are to do. Sometimes the mind creates symbology, and sometimes it creates scenarios that you've experienced in past life that can remind you about what your assignment is in this lifetime. Because you can't really, what's the one I'm going to use?
Wrap my head around it.
Exactly.
Got you. Okay. Wow. I want to thank you for that. So basically, in a teacher mode, so the souls that I'm seeing may not necessarily be babies, even though some of these are coming to their mommies. It is, some of them could be, but it could also be just instance baby souls.
Right. And
Gotcha.
they could be mature. They could be mature souls. They could be old, but what they are is in. And there are 7 different stages to each one of those stages. There's a baby soul, baby soul. There's a baby soul, infant soul. There's a baby soul, young soul, baby soul, mature soul, and baby soul, old soul.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
All right.
Yes. So let me ask you another general question. This is my own selfish thing. So, I love doing the card reading, right? I love it. I'm really good at it, etc. And I've noticed that since I came to see you, that it has amplified. And I can see usually when I first started clairvoyancy, it happened like last year, the first time I saw a picture on the left side while I was reading. And then I've seen it on the right side. However, whenever it's dealing with these little souls, it comes full force, like straight to the front, like an entire picture. So much so I was in a store. I'm reading, but I'm in a store talking to somebody that I'm reading. I just want you to kind of touch on a little bit those of us that read cards. I know that there are different kind of card readers out there. I know that some just read cards. I don't just read cards. I read cards and more. Can you expand upon why would I have chosen that, or why can, or let me say, ask you this: how is it that it's becoming even more accurate than what it was before? That's really what I want to know.
Well, first off, you did a session, right? And you believed in the session, correct?
Correct.
And when you, the contract that your soul made with me before you came here, and me being a vessel of the universe, said at that very moment in time and channeled that energy and said that those gifts are amplified, activated, and awakened. That was an agreement between your soul, my soul, and the universe.
Gotcha.
Going beyond your ego, the character, the role you played, beyond your
Yes.
left brain. And the reason why you're seeing it very clearly now is because of that. And there are different types of readers. There are the left brain readers who read who look at the pictures and remember the meanings of the cards. And that's left brain.
Yes.
You could either use both left and right. It doesn't matter. In some way, to me, intuitively, using both in some way, form, or fashion is pretty good.
Yes.
And however, when you got that right brain going on, that's even better. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes.
Be perfectly honest with you. It's much more clearer because you start to trust your intuition. See, the left brain wants you to question, analyze, doubt, rationalize, and take away with the energy of fear. But if you really got that, and you're now operating in that energy of your right brain,
Correct.
and it's been amplified. It's going to become more and more. You believe it's now. Wait till as time go on. It's just going to get worse. You're going to be like, God damn, Astro, I'm getting information while I'm sleeping now. What you done do to me? I done got all those questions. I done got people that told me all sort of things. And I'm like, listen, I don't want you to think that I'm going to sit here and tell you that it's me. It's you.
Okay.
You made this contract with me before you came here.
Okay.
You should be patting yourself on the back. And I should be thanking you for choosing me, for helping you to do this. That means you chose me again. So it shouldn't be you who should be like, oh, Astro. It should be me like saying, oh my gosh, thank you very much, Boujee. I appreciate you for choosing me again. That's very, I feel honored.
Yeah.
I feel special. And, in that energy of gratitude, you are chosen more because you're living in the energy of gratitude,
Yes.
as opposed to just feeling as if you are deservitude, if you want to use that term.
Yes.
And the more you live in the energy of gratitude, the more you get. And I would never sit back. I know people, they do it for me, and I appreciate it. So I show gratitude towards doing it. I say thank you and I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
However, also, you pat yourself on the back. You were responsible for this.
Yes.
You were the goddess that did this, because you chose this again, and you chose me. And I'm eternally grateful that you chose this again for me, for you. You literally have to live in that gratitude, and it isn't me,
Yes.
per se. it's you. I'm just the vessel.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna stop being selfish, and I had some questions that people had given me to ask. Okay, have you eaten?
No, but you know what? I'm gonna get something to eat. The sun's out. This New Orleans. Don't worry. You just
Okay,
ask your
okay.
questions.
Just we'll
I'll
just
tell you
do a
when I
few
gotta go.
more. Okay. So I want to. So somebody asked the question of, when you're doing your session and you grab the hand and you right before you say they're going deeper and deeper in the count of you start counting down, you kind of shake the arm a little bit. What does that do? Somebody asked that question. What does the shake of the arm do?
Well, it's to bring them into the spot, into the moment in time, and then you sleep. So that's one of the first things that I do is when I'm putting you in when I'm is in an induction. In an induction, that's one of the things that's a trigger for the sleep for me. I could do anything. I could pull your hair. I could put that if I wanted to. I could say if I snap my fingers, if I just snap my feet. But I use the induction that's anchored. The anchor is the pulling of the hands.
Okay.
It's like, okay. So think about it. When somebody pulled your hand, don't you get in a moment of shock, like, what the hell?
Right, right. Right. I
Right.
do.
So in that state of shock, that's when the suggestion gets put in.
Got you.
All right. So the mind is used to patterns. And once that pattern is broken, the conscious mind goes into a state of shock. And in that state of shock, the mind is open to suggestions.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
And in that state of shock, especially with the pre-induction that I do, but prior to that,
Yes.
it's sort of it's like a flip on the switch, like, okay, go.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay. All right. Another question I got. It says, why do you go into some clients' hypnosis mentally? We see you closing your eyes and you kind of know the information, and then they'll kind of. Why is it that some of them you do that to and some you don't?
Uh, you know, I do it to everybody. I just don't say it all the time.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And when you do something 11,355 times,
Got you.
it just comes like second nature.
Okay.
So, sometimes I know people be like, what is he doing? He's saying, so they'd be like, I'll ask the question. I say, so I'm reading the book while you're reading it in my mind, because even though my eyes are open, I'm still seeing the book. The information is pouring to my mind too. So it comes as words. It comes as a knowing. And they'd be like, so how much lifetimes you've lived? I'd be like, and then the person would be like, 1,754. And I know it sort of shocks a lot of people when I do it,
Yes.
but I just want to give a display the fact that what I do is legit. So sometimes I do it to let people know who probably new to my channel, be like, yo,
Got you. Got
this
you.
man legit. You know what I mean? And he ain't just faking.
Yeah.
And as you know, I'm a realist. I like to be exactly who I am, no matter who watching.
That's
I don't
right.
I don't really I'll eat my food, I drink my drink, I talk some shit, I just be me.
Right, and we
And
love it. I'm here for it. We all are. We love it. We love when you fall between the couch, like the comedy. We here for it, right? We need that sideline. Um, what would you say to people who think that what you do is easy and they're thinking about wanting to know whether it's the hypnotherapy or doing the for the past life regression or the Akashic records? Because, and I'm just curious about that because my son actually told me something that had happened to him where he had no idea what it was. He had a dream where he went into this place that had these tall columns and was full of these books, and there was these really tall beings. And then he was about to pick up a book to look at it. He knew he wasn't somewhere earthly, right? And as he was getting the book, there's a being that approached him, long with the beard. And he said, kind of, what do he call it? Looks kind of I forgot, just galactic, just old, right? He said the being said to him telepathically, "You should not be here," and pushed him out of his of wherever he was. I think it could have been the Akashic records. I'm not sure, and he he felt the push and it pushed him out of his dream. So, but there were other people there also looking through the library. So when something like that happens, do you think, is that what the Akashic Records looks like?
That probably wasn't Akashic Records.
Okay.
The Akashic Records is like the internet, the Google of soul's journeys of the
Okay.
universe.
Okay.
Anybody can access it. It isn't secret to anybody.
Okay.
You know, some people are like, you can't access the Akashic Records. That's a bunch of bullshit.
And you don't have to
Don't
do
let
it with a prayer either, correct? You hear people saying that. Okay.
bullshit. Bullshit. You access the Akashic Records sometimes when you sleep. When you have a dream, a past life, that's the Akashic Record information. You know, when you are when you when you when you're in your car and a song pops in your head, and then when you drive past and the same song plays, you just tapped in the Akashic Records.
Got you.
Now there are different stages, there's different access to different stages of the Akashic Records.
Got you. Got you.
The
Got you.
same way how you could go on a website, but if you can say, you know what, I want Google so and so and so, and they put some security on that, you can see the first page. Unless you become a member, you can't go any further on that page, right?
Got you.
You get what I'm saying now,
Yes, I
right?
do. Yes.
And it's the same way with that. Now everybody has the pastors. When people do prophetic information,
Ye-
when you do tarot readings, when you do anything, all of these are integrated and interconnected to the Akashic Records.
Okay. So it's funny that you said that because I just, I wanted to talk to you about this right here. My followers know. I would like to know because I know some of them have a question because they see me with this. What are your thoughts or feelings about pendulums?
I love pendulums, but I
There
don't need
you
them.
have it. Now,
I don't need them. I started off. I used to do it a lot. It appeased my left brain a lot because I needed validation. And then now information just comes to me
yes,
and I live in knowingness. So you continue to use that until it comes to a point where you don't
yes,
need that anymore.
correct.
So it's just like training wheels. So it's training, and it trains you to trust what you're feeling.
Yes, yes, you're so right. It's true. Um, Is it true that now I've only done it for one person. This is for me personally, but because it knows what my yes and no is, you can ask a person a question for them, right? And because I'm asking, it will give them the same answer that it would give me the answer that it would give them or what it wants them to have. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move to something else. One more thing. I'm gonna let you go get something to eat, but one more question. One more, I promise. I'm just so, oh my God, I just love this. Oh my God, I feel so honored. One more thing. I want to talk about Reiki healing. So you know our girl, Eternal Sunshine, right? She be bringing it through. So here's
Yeah.
what's
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. I've had readings through two people. I told them something through their reading. She gets to them, does they Reiki healing. They don't tell her what we talked about, whether I talked about it was a sacral, none of that. Whatever the energy was, she gets to them, put her hands on them, per se, virtually. Same shit. So I just want you to talk a little bit about Reiki healing and how that actually comes about. A person actually being able to do that for others at a distance. Now, I know she told me about how she does it, but I'm wondering, is that something that you've ever done before? Reiki.
I am a Reiki healer.
Okay.
I'm Reiki 1, Reiki 2. I just don't
Got you. Got
because
you.
that's
Got you.
too much for
Got you.
me. Like I told you, I have so much underneath my belt that I just tell people I'm a citizen of the universe.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you.
All right. So when it comes to the energies, you have to understand that everything is information. If you broke every single thing down, even DNA is information. Your cells, they carry information.
Okay.
And this means that your whole body structure is just a walking information. And being that walking information, you have the ability to tap into that energy, that knowingness.
Yes.
And that knowingness gives you information of deformities or anything that's not really working or aligned.
Yes.
Once you have attuned yourself and you have that attunement and
Yes.
you are attuned to that frequency, you are able to access that information. It flows to you like osmosis, to the point where you just know, you feel it in your body because that information transfers to your body, and you start to know, you're like, oh, I'm feeling you got this. There's something about, and information flows to you because all we are walking information. Every single thing has a measurement, and that means that that's information, and you are just tapping into that information,
Yes.
being receptive to that information,
Okay.
being receptive
Yes.
to energy.
Okay. I was just curious about it because I just thought it was amazing when they came back and told me that Boujee.
Of course, because you aligned, Boujee. You are tapped by Astro. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
But not playing. I'm so not serious. Serious. But I want to let you go ahead and get something to eat. Listen, I feel so like I just feel blessed by being able to have this with you. And you know I love you to death, Astro. You know this, right? You know this.
Yeah, I love you too.
So maybe one day we could do this again in the future. I really appreciate it because I had a lot of followers that had questions, and I just wanted to get on here and just kind of have you tell who you are so they know, so they can, and when you open back up in January-ish or whatever, and they watching, maybe they can snag appointment maybe. But I just really want you to know how much me, the tribe, speaking for everybody, that I really adore you and I really appreciate what you're trying to do for the universe, for the world. Because as you get your 1224 and you train them, you're going to like you have these many Astros, but some of them will probably break off and do their own thing. It won't even really matter.
Yes.
What matters is that they doing the damn thing, right?
Right.
Man, I
Right.
appreciate this so much.
And I want to answer a question. I think I saw it flew off. They asked if that was at the moment in time that I learned how to speak the language of the gods. And I would say that was the first time. My
When?
Kundalini awakening.
Got you. Okay.
It
Do
happened spontaneously. I was in a session with somebody when I flew back to the Bahamas, and they literally channeled, said he was going to kill me, so and so. And while I was in the state, and something I channeled a part of my consciousness just started speaking in this language. He said, because he was like, yeah, he's like, we know who you are. We know what you came to do. Or we're going to kill you. And so and so, and I was like, and I was like, hold on. So I took a deep breath, and it just flew out of me, the words. And he just he came back, he said, I'm sorry, you speak the language of the gods, and that doesn't mean anything. All it means is that I'll catch you another time. I was like, and I had 3 people witnessing this at the same time, so they were like, what the hell is going on? You're talking this language, like, what the hell? And what is this dude saying? And it was just amazing,
Yeah. Have you met anyone like you? I know it's just one Astro Einstein, but I mean, have you met anyone that do what you do?
I haven't met anybody that do what I do. However, so I don't dream at night. I rarely, very rarely have dreams. And it's because I travel at night. And for a long period of time before I went on this tour, I would go into places on different planets where there's circles of 12, and there's one person in the middle, and I'm seeing faces of people who I see, like not all the time, but
Yeah.
it's sometimes I'm in different circles of different people, and I've met quite a few people who are of this collective, and guess what? The circles of 12 are in droves, so there's like tens of thousands of them, of these circles of 12. On the same planet, we meet every single time. I feel like there are a lot of, I've met some of you, because you happen to be one of those people too.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh wow.
So anyway,
Okay.
so what happened is we meet in these circles and they sort of give us downloads of what's next to do, what's this and that, and what's happening in the world and what's going on outside of Earth and different planets, because they're different. These are beings from different planets. Like,
Yes.
not just Earth. This is just not just assigned to Earth. This is just like different planets.
Right.
And, right. And sometimes I'm on the outside and sometimes on the inside giving orders. And I'm like, and it alternates sometimes. So I know that it isn't just you basically, out of the 13, we all take roles where we get in the center. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
I don't share this with everybody, but people who are close to me, who I become intimate with, or I'm connected to, and they know because I tell them what happens to me when I
Yes.
sleep at night.
Yes. So
Right.
amazing. Like this is, oh my God, Sensei. Oh my God. Like this is amazing. We so appreciate this. We're going to have to do this another time.
Okay.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
do it like maybe, I don't know, like maybe every 3 months or something, Maybe you think
I'll,
we should do a
I'll,
podcast. Just saying.
we could definitely see how we can do this. You know what I mean? Because my next tour, as time go on, we don't even know how much really is on the waiting list because people have not even really said that they're on the waiting list. They're waiting for me to do the next tour
Right.
in order for them to experience this. But when I do the next tour, I will have people doing it with me. Now, in order to do a session with me, because I know a lot of people be like, man, I want an Astro to do my session. But if you want Astro to do your session, you're gonna pop up as some of those beings. And now take in mind now, the same price for everybody. However, if you want me specifically, because everybody gonna be like, I want Astro, then there'll be those people who don't know. That means I have to raise the bar
Right.
on how you get access to me.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, that's how it is in
Supply and
scaling.
demand.
And
You got
it's
so
supply
many
and
people,
demand.
you can touch them with your team, however, in order to get to the top, sometimes you want the top seats at the stadium or the bottom seats at the stadium.
I guess you're right. That's a good way of putting it, Boujee.
Oh my God.
But
Okay.
I will make sure, see, that's why my 12, 24, they are being vigorously interviewed. Nobody's just, oh, I see you and so. No. I first take a look at your natal chart and then I decide if those are criteria that are very much conducive of doing this.
Okay.
And then they go to a 4-layered interview.
Got it. Wow.
We test for like life in general, personality,
Mm-hmm.
psychologically, and emotionally.
Gotcha. Yes.
And in order to really, really make the cut, you definitely got to be on par with those.
I got you.
So I can't even tell you why or how the process is because there are people who probably watching this who are set up for that next interview.
Right.
So I can't really say. See, the last person in the interview is me.
Got you.
So I don't want to be the first person because I don't want nobody to get the impression that they make it through because they talk with me.
I see.
And as much as I love you,
Yes.
and as much as I admire you and connect with, I don't mean you per se, Boujee, I mean the person
I know
who's
what you mean.
interviewing.
Yeah.
Right. So as much as I admire them, love them, crack jokes, talk foolishness, this work right here, I take very seriously.
Absolutely.
And this ain't no free ride at 5. I work from morning until morning. You feel me?
I
Because
feel
we
you. I
got
see
a world
you.
right.
I get it.
Right, we got a world right now where we need complete healing, where human beings could be functional in an experience where our children's children won't have to worry about poverty, Won't have to worry
Yes.
about these illnesses like cancer. The reason why cancers really exist is because of experiences from past lives that still travel with them.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We- I'm out here trying to heal the world,
Yes.
and I'll die trying. I ain't here forever. But the moment that I leave this earth, I want to guarantee you that there's going to be at least 1 million to 2 million Astros walking down the road
Yes.
who say, "You get a healing, you get a healing, you get a healing."
Yes. And we're here for it. Man, we sure
And
appreciate you. Like, I don't know, is there anything you want to say to everybody? We got 82 people on here. You got anything that you want to kind of last words to say? Because I know you need to get something to eat.
all right, first and foremost, I'd like to say you could have been doing anything, and you're right here watching me and Boujee. Like you could have been dating. You could have been on a date, eating
Yes.
some food, but and you're here. I would like to say first and foremost, I appreciate you for even taking the time to listen to the words that come out of my mouth.
Yes.
You didn't have to be here. You didn't have to be listening to anything that I have to say or Bushi have to say. I just want to show gratitude to you for being here with us,
Yes.
for being here. I just want to show gratitude for that. You could have been anywhere.
Yeah.
First off, and secondly, the fact that you're listening and you're underneath the sound of my voice, it means that you are definitely connected to me in some way, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a point where I will meet you, I will see you, and whatever it is that you're holding in your soul that you have no idea, I'll do my best to help you to release that.
Yes.
And, I appreciate the fact that you follow me and you just, you're there with me. You feel
Yes.
me? Before I tear up again, I just want to say thank you. I
You're
appreciate you.
welcome so much, and we appreciate you. And like, we follow you because we believe in you. We follow you because we know it's true. We follow you because we've experienced it. Like, I had a awakening for whatever the reason was. It was not for no reason. It was a reason when I had it in my mom's house when she passed, etc. And I am who I am because I am. I don't follow anyone. I follow the beat of my own drum, And my son, he does the same thing. He's that same type of being. So, for all of you moms out there that got those worldly kids that be doing that astral traveling, all I want to say to you is encourage them, because you don't know what amazing shit they got ahead of them. And it's for a reason. And we have to be encouraging them. So I want to thank you for that, Astro. And thank you so much
Thank you.
again. Get you something to eat. And I will see you the next time for another one.
Another one.
Another one. Have a good one, Astro.
All right. Thank you.
All right, bye.